everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the new Chaos Theory Epic Evolution Gigantic Trackers Bajadasaurus. And you guys should know by now, every time I review a sauropod, I get really excited because sauropods are my favorite group of dinosaurs, and I've always been a little slutty for sauropods. Now, I ended up getting this amazing looking figure off of Amazon. I actually pre-ordered it a few weeks ago and it finally shipped out the other day. I actually didn't even know it shipped until I walked out the door this morning and the box was shipping there. I ordered way too much stuff off of Amazon and I can't really keep track. So I'll leave the link down below to Amazon if you want to order this figure for yourself. I'm not sure if they've been showing up in stores yet. I think I remember someone posting that they did find the this figure and the Mapusaurus at Walmart, so you might want to keep an eye out for that. So getting to the packaging, the whole packaging is just sprinkled with the Chaos Theory logo, which is the newest show on Netflix. We got Darius and the Allosaurus, the Epic Evolution logo, because this is a subline of Epic Evolution. On the back of the box, we get a nice product shot of the figure showing off that rampage attack action. And we also have a picture of the Mapusaurus, the other gigantic tracker in this set. I actually have that figure pre-ordered and Amazon has not shipped yet. I think I said it'll be in a couple more weeks. I'm sure it'll probably ship in a few more days. Usually when these figures start hitting, Amazon starts cranking out the pre-orders pretty quickly. So that will do it for the package, and let's crack this beautiful figure open and take a closer look. No, man, I really like this figure. I always like Mattel's take on sauropods. You know, they're not the most accurate things, but I do enjoy the, creative liberties they take with this group of dinosaurs, and Bajadasaurus is no exception. And this has become quite the popular sauropod lately. It was described recently in 2019, and that's because of the very long neural spines that you see poking off its neck. It's very closely related to its cousin Amargasaurus, and yeah, just really cool looking figure. I'm actually quite like the size of it, which means it's time for measurements. This figure is 13 inches long if you measure it along the curve of the neck, or 33 centimeters and about 6.5 inches tall to the top of the head, or 16.5 centimeters. So there's not a lot of fossil material to Bajadasaurus. There's mostly pieces of the skull and a couple of vertebrae. So I'm using a Amargasaurus size for the scale on this, which is around 30 feet long or 9 meters. So I'll put this figure in the 127 scale range. Taking a closer look at the figure, I like I keep saying, I absolutely love this thing. Those long neural spines protruding out of the neck are all decked out in gray plastic, and they tie into the action feature, which is really cool. The head, really weird looking head. They actually gave this thing a beak, and sauropods didn't have beaks. Maybe they did. There's some evidence with Chimerasaurus, but yeah, really odd head shape. You can see the nostrils sculpted high up before the eye. The eye is done in green with a black pupil. Whole body is a rusty red coloration, but you have this nice cream coat for the head, underside of the neck, and the front legs. Going down to the back, this is really the only issue I have with this figure. You have more of those spikes coming up above the shoulder. They are sculpted like a soft rubber material, and I wish they were gray to match the spikes on the neck. Mattel and the mainline paint apps, they really hit or miss with them, so that is pretty much my only minor complaint on the figure. And it has a very short tail, and that's because they have to get these figures to fit into the boxes. Since it has an action feature, there's really no option for attachable longer tail. The toe claws, the front feet are totally inaccurate. It should really only have one thumb spike, but hey, it's Jurassic World. And same thing with the back legs. All around, the figure is just really nicely sculpted. With sauropods, they usually kind of go with those elephant-like wrinkles instead of actual scales, but we do have some bony protrusions coming out along the back and tail. But all around, really cool figure. Love this thing. Mr. Bada here doesn't have a lot of articulation because most of it is tied to the action feature, but the front legs can move forwards and backwards on a very clicky ratchet joint that locks the legs in different positions. Hind legs have a pivot for the legs to swing out, and they can also move forwards and backwards on that same clicky ratchet joint. Now, there are two buttons to activate the action feature. The first one is found behind those spikes on the shoulder, a little roller. Rolling it back and forth will lower and raise the head and make those neural spines stick up. Pretty cool feature. And the second one is right behind the roller. You just push that button and it'll cause the tail to swing side to side with those double joints. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Dominion Claire. Next up, here it is with the previously reviewed Wild World Pachyrhinosaurus. Next up, here it is with the other mid-sized sauropods Mattel has cranked out over the years. We have the incredibly rare Dino Rivals Amargasaurus and the more recent Dominion, Impellosaurus. You know, all three of these are not accurate takes on the animals that they represent, but like I said, I like Mattel's creative take on sauropods. Man, the Amargasaurus is really showing its age compared to the newer figures. Just the lack of detailing on there, and the action features have gotten much better. But I still have a soft spot for the Amargasaurus. It's just crazy what that thing's going for now. I do remember it being available for quite a long time online. All of a sudden it was gone. The thing just like shot through the roof in price. And next up here it is with a couple of the newest Hammond collections, the Giganotosaurus and Velociraptor Blue. I hope more sauropods make it into the Hammond collection because their Brachiosaurus was absolutely phenomenal. So much potential in the Hammond collection. I know I brought it up during the Pachyrhinosaurus review. Would just love to see non-canon species show up in it, which they actually kind of did with the Irritator and stuff from the video games and the animated series. I think it's just really flush out the entire line. And here's an accurate take on Bajadasaurus. Collect Days, this came out a couple of years ago. Like I said, this is a newly described sauropod 2019, and we actually have 3 figures of this species, mass-produced. Collect Days, Mattel's, and Schleich did one last year, and I'm still keeping my streak of not reviewing Schleich figures on the channel. And lastly, let's end these comparisons on a nice Dicraeosaur group shot. Dicraeosaurs is the group of sauropods Bajadasaurus belong to. They're characterized by their shorter necks and longer skulls, and they include the likes of Amargasaurus. Then we have Hollinger's Dicraeosaurus, Dinozoo, Catidocus, and Pianesso's Lingwu Long. And Dicraeosaurs also include the dumbest looking dinosaur of all time, Brachytrachylopan. So, final thoughts on Mattel's Bajadasaurus. Really love this thing. Just those long gray neural spines and the way the action feature works really make this figure stand apart from the other sauropods from them. It's not the most accurate sculpt. I mean, the beak is a little bit weird, but I like the overall color scheme with that rusty, almost maroon color mixing in with all the cream. My only complaint is I just wish the row of spikes above the shoulder was cast in gray plastic just to match the neck. Other than that, the figure is great. I'm never going to complain when Mattel gives us a sauropod, or any company for that matter, because I just absolutely love that group of dinosaurs. So highly recommend this figure. My God, I can't talk today because I've recorded 3 reviews in a row. I'm a little bit burnt out. So that will do it for the review. Still have to get to the Ben Chaos Theory Escape Pack. PNSO Tyranno Titan should be here pretty soon, so stay tuned for those reviews. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys for the next one.